The main goal of this video is to present the components and all the configurations required to track an FPV drone on a map in real time. There are many practical applications of this approach, but the most direct one is to spot in a visual way the area of a crash or the area of an emergency landing. In two previous videos, I showed you how to do this based on emulated Mavlink and Mavlink data pads. The links to this video are here. Now we will use the TBS Agent M application. This mobile companion tool allows you to manage all your TBS products. But here I will focus on the ability of this app to track your drone in real time on a map, like in this case, and to get different telemetry data. So let's start. As you can see, the drone's GPS position and all telemetry data are sent to your phone or tablet through a Crossfire telemetry connection and a Wi-Fi link. This setup works with all TBS Crossfire and TBS Tracer TX modules. You must also have the TBS Agent M application installed on your phone. This app is free, you can download it from the Google Play Store or App Store for iOS. Now, several connections must be done at the level of the flight controller, Crossfire receiver, Crossfire transmitter, and smartphone. In what follows, I will present all of these steps. The connection diagram presented here is for my Crossfire Nano receiver, but the same approach can be used for any other Crossfire receivers, like Diversity, Diversity Nano, or micro receivers. On a specific receiver, go to its datasheet that presents for each pin all the selection you can make. In my case, I use pins 1 and 2 for the Crossfire link to the flight controller unit. The connection role is straightforward. The RX of one component, like the receiver, will go to the TX of the other component. In this case, the flight controller. In the same mode, the TX of the first component will go to the RX of the second component. At this point, I assume that the TBS Crossfire receiver is correctly connected to a UART on the flight controller and also correctly configured inside the Betaflight. So, on the Betaflight configurator, make sure that the serial RX is enabled on the correct UART port. The receiver mode is set to serial base receiver, and the serial receive provider is set to TBS Crossfire. In the same mode, the GPS receiver is enabled and correctly configured. And most important, the telemetry output is enabled. The TBS Crossfire TX module and the receiver can be configured using the Lua script or by using the joystick and the display placed on the module. In the first approach, I will configure the Crossfire receiver and transmitter from my station based on the Lua script. So, long press the system button and select Tools. And here go to the Crossfire Configure, the first option, or to the TBS Agent Lite. Now I will use this last application. Here, select first the receiver, that is nano receiver in my case. Wait for a moment. Go to General option and ensure that the telemetry is set to on. On the output map, you can see that the first two channels are Crossfire TX and RX. Now go back and select the Crossfire transmitter. Here are no settings to do. but be sure that the Bluetooth Wi-Fi is off, mainly because we do not use Mavlink connection here. Return. And on the Wi-Fi, select General. And here be sure that the Wi-Fi access point, the first option, is enabled. That was all here. If you want to configure by using the joystick, press long the joystick, and here you have all the active devices. Transmitter, the first one, the Wi-Fi module, the second one, and the receiver, the last one. Go to the receiver and ensure that the telemetry is set to on in the General tab. Now go back and on the Wi-Fi, in the General section, be sure that the Wi-Fi access point is enabled. In the end, as a last main step, we will install the TBS Agent M application. So, go to the Google Play Store and here find and install the Agent M application. First, you must use your username and your password. If you do not have one, first sign in, after that log in. Now connect to the Wi-Fi access point provided by the TBS transmitter. This access point will be named TBS Crossfire, followed by several hex numbers. You will see in a short time all the active devices. But here I'll focus only on the ability of this app to track your drone in real time on a map, so press the map icon. In short time, you will see all the telemetry data, but no real map. The main cause of this problem is our connection to the TX module. Even if I have two links, the first one to the internet through the GSM network and the second one to the TX module access point, the phone will use only one connection, the Wi-Fi 1. So, disconnect the TBS access point and close the application. Run the Agent M application once again, and this time the application will remember the drone's last position, and it will get the map in a short time. Now, move the map, zoom in, zoom out, and so on. In this mode, all around maps and all the maps in different resolution will get it from the internet and locally stored. In the last step, connect to the transmitter access point, and now you'll have the right drone's position on the map and all the telemetry data. That was all. I hope you enjoyed this video. So, thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe.